it's going to take some time just to see about the reverse position. It's something pretty new, so my job is to in, catch, got him towards the side, I can begin to attack his back. Okay. I'm going to try and keep my feet together so that I don't have easily access my legs. I'll explain that in a second. So the misconception about when you start to escape the mount position is that the problem is the weight. Okay, my weight on top of him, but actually the problem is space. Okay, so I just stop the space from happening. So other than that, if it was weight was the problem, then how come you can't escape from the little tiny lightweights who get on top of your mounts still? So they stay stuck to you. Right? So what we're going to work on is creating space and avoiding some of the common problems that the mount position has. Right? So there's two ways you can split me, obviously, arms and neck, and the same sort of things apply to every single time we've ever done any submission defense, which is tuck your chin, keep your elbows close. The problem is we have to escape still. So, let's see, you see sometimes guys get here and they go like this, and they bunch up, and that's fine if you don't want to get submitted and there's 20 seconds left on the clock. But the short answer is here is I'm not going anywhere, and neither is your opponent, so you can take the time with this guy. If you're him on top, because there's no time left, you know. So what we're not just going to do is just avoid submission. We have to be able to escape, right? Just lift your arms away so you can see. So I have to be able to get out. So there's certain things we're going to have to do almost all of the time. Okay, I'm going to say almost all the time. There are some crazy escapes that you can use that won't follow these rules. But let's try to keep these rules to for the most part. This is like 95% of the time. So the first thing is if I want to start to escape, and I want to go to my side, I can escape off my back with some of the bridge rolls or the upas or anything like that. So the first thing is I need to, when I go to escape, I need to also make sure that I'm not just going to get submitted because I'm going to escape. So if this is the maximum shell or the most compact shell, I need to be somewhere between that and like going crazy to try and get out with my arms swinging, because I can't guarantee the escape and I don't want to make the position worse. So let's look at what I'm first one. So we're going to do our stance on the knee elbow escape. And the first thing I'm going to look at is belt. And that's going to be my top arm is going to be on his belt. So why do I say belt here and not like elbow in here or on the hip? Because if he puts his chest behind my tricep, that's where the back comes from, and that's where the top arm bar comes from. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? So as soon as I begin to go to my side here like this, and I let this arm travel even slightly across, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay? So I'm going to think of this belt. My elbow on one hip and my palm on the other. Okay? So we've talked before where we like connect our hands like this and like make a strong frame. And that would be the way I learned as well. And it is good, like it's really, really good. But the problem is like very often this arm just feels like it's not doing anything. And it's okay if I'm pressing this way. It's strong there, but once I turn my side, the arm just gets really compressed and stuck under. So instead, we're going to go here. And we're going to like create a bit of a scoot here like this, okay? At the same time we're doing this leg is going to go flat. So from here, I'm going to flatten this leg. And the idea is if you can see my knee, is that my knee kind of goes behind his ankle, here like this. Because what are we trying to do? The goal is create space. So when we create space, okay, or how we're going to create space with our lower body, is we're going to separate his knees or separate his feet. He wants to bring his ankles together. This is the opposite of bringing his ankles together. And you can see it, push his ankles. Now, what we're doing there is means he has to adjust like to one side or the other. So when I go here, elbow across, hand inside like this, and this arm is going to the elbow, flatten the leg. It means he becomes a little light on this leg. Okay, this is all we're going to do for now. Because I just want, especially those who haven't seen the position before, I want you to get the posture right before you think about what you're going to do with your legs. Okay? So, one more thing guys is if my elbows get separated, I'm just going to scoot up underneath. Now, it's real trouble. Likewise, if I decide I'm going to like swing this arm up here like this, I'm just going to take control of that. Or, if I let this arm go out here like this, he's going to underhook this. Create more problems for me here as well. So let's right there. first things first, arm across the waist, think of his belt. I want to cover his whole belt with my arm. Okay? Now listen, if he's wearing his belt like your granddad up here, obviously, this is just downwards, right? I still mean just across his hips. Okay? Turn to your side, get your elbow inside, flatten this leg out. Start to bring this knee outside. Already we're in a different position to what we were in before, right? That's all we're going to do from now. Back and forth with your partner. Your partner can increase the resistance as we go. All good to go? Let's try that. 3, 2, 1. When they begin jiu-jitsu, even when you tell them not to, after a while, it's instinctive that you want to get up higher. If I'm this person, I don't like being on the mat, I don't like being flat on the mat. Your instinct when you're starting is that you need to get up on your elbow or up on your hand, and that actually just, there's no way you're going to escape like that. Well, you will sometimes by fluke, but when I get here, flat to here, make a little space, people go like this. Okay, when you're beginning. Even now, even probably when you're just starting out, you can see that this is a very easy back take for Adam. Very easy to go to my back. So we're not going to go here, we're going to stay on our shoulder, which seems counterintuitive again because I want to be up, I want to get up off the mat. But you're in a very, very bad position. And your job, probably your primary job before you escape the bad position is not to get submitted and not to make it worse. So you're going to make it worse by sticking your arm up so you can arm lock you or open it in your neck, obviously, making a mistake like that. But you're also going to make it worse by going frying pan into the fire and letting them take it back. So you're just going to stay flat. Again, this elbow is working here, a little bit more active with that. And from here, when you get to your side, what's happened here when I've gone to my side is that I've got my knee in behind his leg here, which means I can take this top leg now and wrap it up the top. Okay? Once I do that, I'm going to pull it between my legs. Okay? Into what we call quarter mountain. So from here, it's not quarter guard or anything like that, goes by the way, it's quarter mountain. He's still in charge, he's still in this position. And from here then, pop our other foot out, we're strip our way under. And go back. A good half there. Okay? It's 2 massive places. So, arm with forearm across is his belt, okay? Elbow tucked on top, tight on top. My other elbow going underneath. Again, what we said was you can connect these here, and if you can make it happen for yourself, if your elbow's connected, that's cool. But I just find when we get here, I'm not really pushing the elbow away. My arm is up too much, so this is a bit better. This knee is pushing this leg, and that means he becomes light on this leg. So remember what he wanted. He wanted his feet to be together and almost cross underneath me. So now he doesn't have that. This elbow is staying here though, because once this elbow goes in front, now his chest goes down, he's taking my back again, you can see that. So his elbow, my elbow still has to stay as a belt for him. So think about like just getting here. This one just there. Half the foot over the top, pull in, here. Once you're in this position, you are not escaped, you're just like waiting. So pop your foot out. Do that reverse shoot motion we did before. Back, good friends. Okay, so start first now, skip simple the elbow skip. One more time. Put his belt on, get your elbow in. Is that a fair enough first step? Because I think a couple of people were panicking, trying to quick get out of here fast. Just get here first initially, flatten this leg. That's what we're looking at. Once we can flatten that leg, see his foot here, wrap it over. Let's look here. What's his next option? Once I got my leg here like this and I keep it kind of relatively wide, you can't, there's not a lot of great options for him to put his leg, he wants to get heavy again. So sometimes even without trying, because he's like moving around, without trying to wrap his leg up, the guy might actually just put his foot back here because he wants to take the mountain, wants to keep his balance. So he might just get that by accident, but let's not. Let's force it instead. Wrap the foot over the top, pull it in, pop your other foot out, strip your hips away. Get back to some good quality. Any questions before we start that? Just everybody's happy, yeah? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. It's not much of an all time. So when I go here, I can't get to his foot because he like spreads it away because he knows what I'm trying to do. If that's the case, just no problem. So somebody who's actually that can't snag his foot. Usually in that case, if for some freaky reason he can keep his knee down on the mat and still spread his legs out, like this way, you can't get to it, he's still creating a lot of space. All you got to do, it's still very, very difficult, is like put your head back again, and he's going to become lighter on that foot again, you see? Okay? One more thing is that the guy's able to like turn your instep to the ground. The other way, yeah, there. That is like hard to get. You can put your foot underneath to hook, but that's a little bit finicky as well. But sometimes what I'll use that for is just like when I get here and spread the foot out, I'll do that to try and get that back again. It's more like a foot pummel, if that makes sense to you. So it's a little battle that's going on between your feet. So very often, and the reason I'm trying to get this across a lot, is very often, especially when you're starting out, you think it's all about the upper body, trying to bridge them over and roll them over. But this is probably, once you set your frames in here like this, and you set this good solid position, good posture here, 50% of the battle is probably down at the legs. Because that's how you're going to get him to make space. Because the lack of space is here. It's up here as well when it's down and dominant on you. It's different for another day. The problem is, you know, to try to kind of get him off balance, we're going to need to use his legs. Okay? Alright. Let's look at what happens when we go to our side. Again, he's able to hook this leg really, really tight. And he goes heavy on this leg. So go here. He goes heavy on this side. Put your knee down. Yeah. Here. If he goes heavy on one side, it means he goes light on the other. Okay? So you can't just step off your center. So if you like this and you shrimp one way, he's light on here. Okay, or hip escape one way, whatever you want to call it. If he wants to try and protect that side, he comes light on the other side. Okay? Does that make sense? So when I go here, he goes heavy on this leg. What I want you to do is not like shrimp. Don't think about shrimping. Think about like bashing his leg with your arse. Okay? When we did the warm up, I was telling you to go like this, as opposed to just like sliding your backside along the mat a little bit at a time. This is what we want to do. Like use our tailbones like a battering ram. We're going to open that leg. I'm going to show two ways. One for the more blue belts and that kind of thing, and one for everybody else. Your position you land in is all good. So if you're not like, if you haven't seen a position before, don't sweat it. You know, if you land in that position, good. Okay. So here, I go again. It goes heavy. He comes up. Hook goes to the hip. Okay, for single leg escape. All right. So if you know this position, that's possible. Probably done this before. Okay. If not, guys, here's what we're not going to do. So if you don't know that position, what we're not going to do is continue to shrink or hip escape backwards with our knees together. Because then you'll just chase us. So whatever we're going to do, we're going to face, we're going to open up face. So when we go back here like this, once we've opened up that leg, what we're not going to do is go again, which is what you see commonly, because my knees are still together, he's going to like just come down and smash. Go here. So what we're going to try to do is open up for like a butterfly guard. Okay? He goes here, he stays heavy on this leg, battery ram with your hips. When you get here, if you clear out, you're going to try to turn back in and face him. Okay? Make sure you're square. And someone asked the question like shrimping again and again and again and again. Yeah, okay, but usually it's just him chasing me on top. And what I mean by that is, you don't want to kind of get into a situation where you come here. You know, 5 minutes around. Okay? Do you want to see that one more time? Yeah. Okay. So the two escape. Everything happening the same. He goes heavy on this knee, so I can't get it. Battering ram. Knee to the butterfly guard. Foot to the hip. Hinge the leg. Or knee heavy. Battering ram. Sit up to the butterfly guard. I said butterfly guard instead of X guard the first time. All good? Let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1. what we're going to try to do is, even if you feel you can, don't like shrimp backwards, okay? So the hip escape or shrimp is really good, but it's not the solution to cure all everything. No, it's used a lot in warm-ups and stuff like that. Even if you can, right? You get here, you can't do this one, and I go back. I open up. Just keep that knee here. Even if you can now, don't just do this again. Look what's happening. My knees out together. The goal is going to be to spread this leg out right, as much as you can. So what I want it to look like is exactly the way it looks like now. And if he does that, we've battered our backside against his calf, and that means we've got space to move in now. But you need to attack that space immediately because he's still on top. Okay? So what I said to some of you guys was, the easiest thing to do, just hold it there, is just to think about getting this leg open, out, open, all of the time, and that will be a good mnemonic for you when you start. You're not looking for a specific position, you're just looking to get improved position out of the mount. But if you continue just to kind of slither along the mat like this, like you're warming up, you're always going to have your knees together. So when you create that space, he's still on top. So take advantage of it as soon as you see it, because you might not get it again, okay? You probably won't. Okay, so let's look at it again. But if you do need another bump, right? Go here. You need to go again. Go back into his calf. Go back into his leg. Don't go out. That's like, don't go straight up. So that's the recipe for what we just said. Now again, foot here, if we're going to the X, or knee and open. Knee up and open. Okay? Do you want to try a couple more times? I know that it's not like super sexy footlocks and rolling tall holds. But if you get a good knee on escape, you get a good mount escape, and you'll be much more relaxed in other positions. And because especially like if you're starting out now, right? You're if somebody gets mounted you, it's like game over. Do you know what I mean? It's just like checkmate. So somebody gets mounted you now at the moment, it's checkmate. You can't get it. If you're better at escaping mounted, escaping bad positions like you did last week, side control, you'll become more confident in your attacks because you'll know that if you get put on your back, well, look, it's not game over. So spend a lot more time on this and a lot less time, wondering what the cool new heel hook is or whatever, you know. So you do your stuff, yeah? Okay, let's get back to a couple more reps and then we'll come back. Yeah, let's go 3, 2, 1.